A lot of people are actually anthropologists at heart. We're all curious about the ways other people live their lives. Something deep down inside of us knows that the way that we see things can't really be the only way to see the world.
Anthropology is the study of human beings. So it covers just about anything you can think of. In North America, anthropology typically is divided into 4 subfields: archaeology, linguistics, physical anthropology, and sociocultural. We focus here on sociocultural anthropology because of the size of our department.
Anthropology is always going to be relevant. Anthropology is always going to be interested in the now, because the now has history. And that, if anything else, is kind of the main tenet of anthropology. How do we understand how we got to now? How do we make sense of what things mean now? They don't come from a vacuum. They don't exist in a vacuum, rather. They come from somewhere. They have a history.
I think that anthropology offers the development of 3 very important things. The first, I would say, is compassion. Compassion is essential in becoming a productive member of society and a happy person in general, learning to care for other people, respect the way they live their lives. The second thing I would say is the ability to sort through massive amounts of data. When you are going out into the field doing research in anthropology, there's a lot of information that you're constantly collecting, that you're aware of. You really have to pay attention to a lot of details, and then you have to come home and sort through all that information and make connections and find a way to show that that information you collected is meaningful. That's tremendously valuable in our society today. Thirdly, the development of communication skills. Working in the field involves dealing with all kinds of different people and learning to communicate with them in ways that allow you to collect meaningful data so that you can apply that second skill and analyze it and find meaning and connections and whatnot.
Anthropological skills are skills of observation, are skills of inquiry, are often used, again, in private organizations, in government and NGOs, to try to facilitate the operation of the organization itself. IBM and other types of large enterprises have called in anthropologists when they've had trouble in the workplace, when they've had discontent and they're not sure how to smooth things out. They'll call in an anthropologist to use powers and skills of observation and interviewing techniques to try to understand what's going on from the perspective of the people under study.
One of the biggest skills, largest and most valuable for any setting that we learn as anthropologists is just interpersonal interaction. How to talk to people, how to be comfortable asking questions, how to be comfortable hearing answers, and just listening, and maybe listening for something that we didn't expect to hear. And I think that's always transferable in any professional environment.
And anthropologists tend to try to understand the world from the ground up. So what do people on the ground see the world? How do they see it? What are they doing? How do they understand the world? How does that fit into their community, into their city, into their nation, into the world at large? So we try to put a face on people of the world.
If you're thinking about anthropology, my advice would be to try it out. The methods are different from a lot of other things that you could study. They're very real, they're very involved, and it's so diverse that the field will find room for you if you want to find room for yourself in the field.
If you're a student in high school and you're not sure what you're interested in, but you think you might be interested in anthropology, highly recommend coming to the university, one of the open house days, or just drop by, hang out. Try to talk with some of the faculty. We have a very diverse faculty. We have people who are studying everything from the relationships of humans and animals in society to human rights, indigenous peoples, fair trade, cooperatives. So you can get a sense of what anthropologists do in the real world. Take a course, even if anthropology is not your major. Take a course in anthropology. That way you'll get exposed. You'll see what it is that anthropology is all about and whether you think it's something you might enjoy.